Welcome everyone to another live stream. We need to talk. Better sit down, grab some hot drink, coffee, tea, or whatever hydrates you. We need to talk again open source funding, right? Recurring subscribers know this. You see this in all the 1,000 videos, not only running for 25 years in Linux distribution, previously with Claire Wolf Rock Linux, founded by Claire Wolf, which I was a major contributor. Then the fork that is T2 Linux, and also other projects, including Exact Image and some other stuff like Mini SED and so on, and also contributing to everything and the kitchen sink, right? You've seen this here, hacking, reverse engineering, patching, some articles, previously more. So there's no doubt I'm one of the major open source contributors with all the other 10,000 ones. And funding this totally doesn't work, right? And I wanted to make this video for some weeks already, and like every day, so basically the problem is with all the open source stuff, including one of the best Linux distributions, except now our new previous video enterprise customers, right? I don't make any money, right? 25 years we started off believing this, Eric S. Raymond and Richard Stallman making the world a better place and stuff, and freeing software and yada yada yada, yet you can't usually live with that, right? The only way you can live with that, which I found in 25 years, is to make commercial software, right? Very few people will donate to the stuff, pay support for your stuff. And it is now, that's also why I started the YouTube channel, right? So basically the most money with open source I actually in the meantime earn with a few hundred euros. That makes the YouTube channel and surrounding stuff. And so I have enough now. Enough is enough, 25 years. I had enough, and the reason I have enough is because each day I get emails, right? Sometimes it doesn't, so usually in the meantime nearly 100 emails a week, right? Like it doesn't, like sometimes 10, sometimes 8, like it adds up, right? And like support, like can you help me with this? How does this compile? How does like Exact Image on Debian, on I miss this compile error? People even ask me for articles, right? I have here some blog. I wrote some Mac OS here, some note there, and so on before I had this YouTube channel. Obviously, I don't post there much anymore because who cares about blog? And you cannot make a living or even live when you constantly get interrupted and people want your support and stuff. And so the problem is, what do you do with all the emails, right? So this are like 10 emails a day, 12 or so, 100 a week. Often I don't even answer. Truth to be told, I'm really sorry for you. If you're one of those over the years 1,000 people who emailed me something, I'm sorry that I probably have not answered you, right? Because what should I do? Some user asked me, hey, that support, like why? I have no time, right? I need to like work and earn a living for me, my family and me, keep the bills paid, like internet and light and stuff, and water and so on, and rent. And I can't also on top of this answer thousands of emails a year, 100 emails a week. I can't, I'm sorry. And so the problem is like sometimes I try, okay, I don't even know, like maybe 10% I answer. As like, I already try to be, if I didn't answer super nicely, I'm also sorry. I try to answer in the meantime nice. When I answer, it's like, yeah, sorry, I do already all the stuff and stuff, but I can't really answer this for free. Do you want to donate you some $5? I'm not even asking for hundreds, right? Or this Patreon. And it is so silly. I also don't understand. The problem is people always get upset, right? And so this nearly worked. So this is also the reason. I only 10% of the time also answer. And when I answer, the people reply to me then that I would be bold, that this would be unreasonable, like such unfriendly email they never got in their life. Like how can I even ask for money and stuff? It's like I didn't want something from you. You freaking emailed me, and often they even don't ask nicely, right? Like Netty Cat, right? Today I got an email. I have a question. Can I reach to our support in our company, in German even? I could show you the email, but I've done this previously. It is what it is. I mean, today it was even in German. And so like super I'm really sorry to say, but stupid. The initial email was, hello, I tried to reach René Rebe. Can I reach him? I have a question to some old article. And I only replied because I thought, yeah, some old article, maybe it's something interesting, right? I mean, sometimes people also, I mean, if you exchange technical stuff with other people, you learn something stuff. Or who knows if something, but I mean, Netiquette, right? Ask the freaking question. Like, don't ask if you can ask a question. Then it's already twice as many emails. I don't want to answer 1,000 emails multiplied by 2 just because you need to ask, can I ask a question? And it's like, just freaking ask a question already, for God's sake. I replied, hey, hello, Netiquette, I freaking could have asked a question. Nicely, yeah, like basically, how can I help you, right? And then it was some old stuff from a blog, some fiddling with hardware, whatever. And then I replied, I'm sorry, I can really not support all IT questions in the world. As I outlined, right, my standard answer, I get dozens of emails a day, hundreds a week and stuff. And it's like, I can also really only ask an answer on this Patreon, right? So I also have in the meantime. And it's this conversation totally freaked out. It's like how, what is that now? This is bold. I mean, and is it only for this €1.50? It's like dude, it's a principle. I have already all this open source stuff. I published. You have questions and need help, and you can't even freaking put their $1.50 or so into some donation tip jar bucket. And it's not one thing, right? You see, I mean, here you see this, right? The amount, I mean, most Patreons I probably have to do P3, probably I should do more P3. It's like, hey, I mean, I'm super thankful for all those people who donate €94 a month. Totally amazing. This is like €100 YouTube, €100 Patreon. Can already nearly afford to feed my family from that. And I have enough now, right? I'm really sorry to say this, to bring you this news, probably, and I'm also, this needs to change. I made a video recently about the Linux Foundation, right? We would have, like, if the Linux Foundation would not waste all the 100 millions, it would already be a start if they would not only 3.6 or what it was percent use for kernel development and not waste the other 96.4% or whatever. But if the Linux Foundation would already, if there would be a fair system for all the open source contributors and Linux Foundation plus whatever, like if there would be a proper, like fair, the problem is of course how to make this reasonable fair. I mean, realistically with all the 10, if not 100,000 developers, I probably would only get $1,000 a year or stuff. But my point is, we could have had solutions. I mean, basically nobody's interested in this because nobody wants to pay. The problem is, the recurrent problem is, nobody effing wants to pay even some dollars for some open source stuff, right? They get so much from everything I do, and they can't even donate like $1. It is always a discussion. It's today probably 7 freaking emails. I was like, excuse me, the one who's bold like is a freaking you. I mean, you contact me, you want like support, and the discussion is longer about €1.50 that I only kindly answer questions at Patreon. Like 7 freaking emails of people shaming and blaming and complaining to me that I don't answer freaking IT support, even unrelated to our open source stuff. It's absolutely insane. And I have enough now. Enough is enough. There's also some other things that Amazon Germany doesn't want, like, cancel. I need to make another video. So like basically Amazon, the affiliate links only work in USA, Canada, UK and stuff because Amazon Germany thinks we are scamming them. May make a dedicated video. Like basically it's like about €30 a quarter stuff. Thank you very much, Amazon. I'm only taking everyone's. It's something unrelated to that. But basically the time for free support is totally over. I'm not doing that anymore. I will continue my open source stuff because I need an amazing Linux distribution and obviously, there is no other. So obviously I need to keep maintaining T2 for myself, my business and this YouTube channel. I mean, obviously I'm continuing this YouTube channel, right? Because it's the YouTube channel, that's the crazy stuff. My unsuccessful YouTube channel that I do as a hobby on top of all the other stuff brings more freaking income, like 100-ish dollar a month, than open source support. This is absolutely insane, right? And it is everything, right? people are asking me about exact image, how to freaking compile. It's like read the freaking menu, like make configure, make install, and like Google the compiler errors. It's like, or send a freaking patch, right? The other also, you know, I did for decades already, as early as 1996, and later this very sort of popular Sane scanner access now easy backend for Avision scanners, Avision OEM scanners. And obviously I get everyday question, right? And so for decades, I basically didn't get $1, except there once was Archivista, which was 15 freaking years ago, right? So once the only company who spent a little bit, some €1,000 over the years on that. And this is so insane. Like last year, I had someone with a film scanner, negative DR film scanner, which I also supported. And exactly the same thing, right? Like, I mean, plus all the other stuff, like this new scanner doesn't work. And I replied like, sorry, I don't have the scanner. I can make it work, but hey, you need to pay something. And like, as if I can like sit hours and make a new scanner to work for free. And obviously the people either never reply back. They obviously don't want to pay any money, or they tell me it's too expensive. It's just their scanner and they don't want to spend $100 or stuff, like let alone 10. But super crazy. Last year, someone with this film scanner, my standard answers like, hey, I already did all the driver stuff. I don't even have that particular film scanner. But like, if I do anything for that, like you would need to pay something. At least I understand it's super expensive, but at least like, let's say like some $50 or whatever, just some nominal fee of goodwill of me looking into something. And last year they freaked out like, yeah, this is bold and totally unreasonable and yada yada, the usual stuff, wanting stuff for free. And 1 year later, I didn't even answer anymore, because like 1 year later, they replied again, like, hello, still coming back to this bloody film scanner. It's like, can you maybe finally help me? It's like it's like next email, other things to do, right? And honestly, I would have easily, if I would not have 25 years spent so much time on open source, I would have easily 1 million more. I'm not freaking kidding, right? If you want proof of that, just look for the last 3 years, all my live streams here of doing work on stuff. And if you think about this, putting all this time and energy in making my products that actually sell, right? Like, this is also crazy that I even waste my time on open source stuff when I literally have products like that are obviously not open source that sell. Why do I even do this, right? I do all this stuff for free for others to use, don't pay. They only bother me with support that they never want to pay. It is absolutely madness, right? And obviously that some people tell me I should actually stop doing all this free stuff, like other successful people like Elon Musk and former failed Orange President Donald Trump. I would easily, I'm not even freaking joking, right? And that's also like after, obviously, previously I was young and naive, and I was not thinking in earning like 1 million. But in retrospect, 25 years of so much time I put into this, it would have been easily in industrialized countries like US and Germany and Europe and stuff. With that salary, and if I would calculate my real like an actual salary on all this time spent, it would have been even more than 1 million, right? But if we just say just some fraction of this time for some kind of compensation over 25 years, that obviously everyone reasonable probably would agree that that is easily 1 million more on my accounts, easily. And I don't have that, and I only have questions each day of people who, when you ask them, hey, can you at least sign up to this Patreon, some sign of goodwill, even then they freak out. So, long story short, my time, so I'm really sorry. I mean, of course, I also get emails to T2, doesn't boot on this UltraSPARC. It's like dude, I appreciate some people donated some hardware. I mean, not even that much. Let it be like maybe 10. I mean, it's probably enough. Like, it's not like it's not like I can pay my rent or the school or stuff for my my kid with an HP PA-RIS or an SG Octane. It's not like that is in tremendous value in money on my bank account. I appreciate nonetheless if you still want to donate me some hardware to work on something. I obviously appreciate this, but obviously open source developers cannot live off of old vintage at that time high-end hardware donations. So yeah, I'm really sorry. I will be very strict from now on. I will make a nice email template. I will probably, what I change is I will actually probably answer all of them, but with a nice email template, like not only 10% like previously. I will probably maybe even hire some assistant to answer my emails eventually as part of our Xcode support. Basically from now on, everyone will get a reply. Hey, thank you very much. Thank you for reaching out to me. I hope you appreciate all the open source stuff we are doing. Please understand we get a dozen emails a day, 100 a week. And on top of all the free open source stuff, we can really freaking not answer all the emails. So we would highly appreciate if you would ask your support stuff on Patreon or so. I have no illusions. This will probably not change this Patreon much. But it's out of principle, right? It is the same in a smaller scale. It's this running joke with the IT people that you IT support person for all your friends and family and stuff, and each time you come home for Christmas and so on, all you do is all the IT service and software updates and solving all your family's IT problems, which is already annoying, and we probably should not do in some form or another. But yeah, that is also the reason why I did not go big with the microkernel. I actually thought with this YouTube channel, and sure, my live stream code content is probably too boring and random, of just working on some Linux surrounding stuff and bugs and regressions. Totally gets it. Probably should. I like ironically, like all the pre-edited videos of showcasting some others company vintage and retro hardware or disassembling and look inside and ThinkPad are way more successful than live streaming open source work. Totally get that. That's also the reason with the microkernel, right? Sure, I could write even more amazing open source software, but for what? Like for still not being able to finance any of my family's living anymore than that. So it's like my microkernel thing is not fully cancelled. I still need to think on some more clever ways to approach that. And that's also the sad thing in this day and age, right? Why everyone, I said this 2 years, 3 years ago, Linux kills OS innovation, right? Because with all the questionable quality but performant Linux stuff available for free, who should pay for some other like Haiku or Fuchsia, other microkernel stuff? It is sad. And the crazy thing is we have somehow created this ourselves with this open source scene and movement. We somehow, like, at least, I don't know what Richard Stallman and Eric S. Raymond and others were thinking, except financing their life with the Free Software Foundation. They certainly have some good money there, I would hope. But we haven't thought this through, right? And I understand we have some values of open source, of I'm able to use other people's open source and learn and build on the shoulders of other giants. But we have never thought it through how this should be a thriving ecosystem that is able to feed people. Obviously I'm not the only one, right? The internet is full. I said this previously before. There's certainly other stories, open source funding problem. Just the other month, this I think, Google engineer with his mold linker. If you Google this, 868 million hits, results. Of course, not all good suggestions and stuff. And the thing is, we don't have this in other industries, right? It's not like if you're an architect, you're not getting free inquiries. Hey, can you architect my house for me or my garage? Or a tax advisor or stuff, right? Or lawyer. It's not like you can go to some lawyer and say, hey, I have a question with this law, or I have a question to this lawsuit, you help this person with win or whatever. It's like, yeah, 300 euro an hour or 500 or 800 or whatever the crazy lawyer salaries are. or like hospital, right? It's not like, hey, can I get some, except in civilized countries if you have health insurance. But it's not like, hey, can I get a free trip to the emergency room or to some doctor visit? Or like basically everything, like, hey, electrician, can you come over and like fix my outlet problem here or install my solar panels for free or stuff? I mean, the only thing close to that is probably like neighbors helping themselves more in previous times, repairing the car or stuff. Like if you know those neighbors, like, hey, can you give me a hand getting the engine out or help change the brake pads or stuff. Anyway, crazy stuff. And the problem is also that it gets on my nerves, right? It's like every day you have this negativity, and not only people asking random nonsense. I mean, and also, why do I only reply to 10% of the stuff? Because 90% of the stuff is such trivial stuff. It's like if you would just have freaking Googled it, right? Or just, was it today? I think today this person where I replied, yada, 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 can answer you on Patreon stuff. Like the next email was, what is Patreon? It's like, you, can you open your internet search? And I mean, I even had the link like Patreon.com, right? But like you, could you like neither click on the freaking link or like Google Patreon? It's like, on top of support, I also need to explain you what is freaking Patreon. I mean, it's like efforts and lack thereof. And anyway, yeah, that is a thing. I mean, our mailing list 42 is not the most active, especially since we moved so much to Discord. I mean, and the thing is, of course, I will still answer to people close to T2 who contribute patches. And that is the thing, right? Like other colleagues and technically skilled people who contribute. I mean, obviously, I still communicate with them and always have. But like users needing help for that stuff, right? It is, yeah. Let's take a look at the comments. Leave the comments below. And I mean, obviously people have, also the other day, right? It's even the YouTube comments. Then I make a video how on this Mac Mini previous video SPDIF works, right? Because on some, like on the Apple G5, SPDIF, optical SPDIF input doesn't work. On the Mac Pro also on all the, maybe even on the other, yeah, also on the MacBooks, optical SPDIF in, do they have in? Doesn't work or whatever. On the Mac Mini it worked, right? I made a YouTube video and I even get stupid questions to the YouTube videos, right? I mean, sometimes I answer, also just to motivate people to share, like, and subscribe and stuff. And I make a video, hey, this is how it works. I mean, on this Mac Mini with Linux ALSA, optical input works. And then you get the comment, doesn't work for me. It's like with some longer stuff, whatever, yada, yada, this and this doesn't work for me. It's like, dude, I literally already made the YouTube video. I can also not go and answer each of the comments. And then I even answered them, or whatever answered. I probably answered something sort of like do whatever, it's some time ago, for me it worked. Or like, yeah, right. I think I answered something short like, hey, it worked for me. Maybe it's a Pulse Audio problem or something. And then the next comment is, what is Pulse Audio? It's like, dude, I not only made the video, I gave you even a hint, and you can't even freaking Google Pulse Audio. It's like no, I don't have time and stuff to comment even more to what is Pulse Audio. It's like, I'm not the Wikipedia of the freaking YouTube comment. Anyway, that is a problem of open source financing. I mean, and we could have so amazing things, and then like, why are only rich assholes successful, like Elon Musk and former failed Orange President Donald Trump and stuff, and other, and like British Petroleum and like other energy company ripping the people off. People, why are they successful? Yeah, because they don't freaking do, or Bezos and stuff, because they don't freaking do something for free, right? Who else? And that is also like, IT is like one of the more skilled, like if you do it right and stuff, jobs. And then we do so much for free. I mean, obviously it's not everyone, right? And that is like other rich, like if you are an SAP consultant and stuff and earn 200,000 freaking euro for just consulting SAP, those people probably do nothing for free, and probably those SAP consultants are those who comment on YouTube videos, how do I get my SPDIF to work and what is Pulse Audio, right? And those are those who freak out that it's bold and unreasonable to ask for €1.50 support. Yeah, that's probably also why, yeah, so a little bit less YouTube live streams and videos this year because I had to earn money. That is a state of not recurring theme every year, the same video, still not making much money with open source. It is said. Leave in the comments below, probably I get very good, clever comments of people who know everything better. Let's take a quick look here. A13, same as IRC, don't ask, just, yeah, just, it's like, Pedro, hope you're doing well, thanks for asking. Too spoiled and lazy, most problems would, and that is the thing, right? I kind of like, for example, I never liked to give like street musicians donations because I thought, nobody gives me donations. And, but for example, since the birth of our son, we often donated street musicians because our son liked to stand there, listen to some music and so on. So like I probably donated more to street musicians in the last 3 years since the birth of our first son. And also our son likes to bring in some money there, and like daddy can have €2, give him €2 and stuff, and like every other corner, and at the end of the day €20 was spent, right? It's like, yeah, first world problems, but that is the crazy stuff, right? You donate more to street musicians than to open source developers. Just another data point. It's crazy. Yeah, Pedro agrees most problems would be solved with some, yeah, as I mentioned, Google search. Pedro says you should charge money for answering emails. Yeah, but it doesn't work, right? This is what I tried at least 10% of the time. And even then the people freak out. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, how to charge them, right? Microservices. This is why I say from now on, you know what? Email template, Patreon. And then the people will complain, I don't like Patreon. Early FOSS work was mostly from programmers with full-time jobs, companies. Yeah, and then other clever people, like even other developers from AMD, not to name here any names, even told me on Phoronix last year I should go work for AMD or stuff. It's like due. I'm not doing like open source to end up working at AMD. Like if I would have wanted to work at AMD, Siemens, Bosch, Volkswagen, Tesla, I would have worked there, right? I would not have wanted to do my open source thing if I would just want to work in another big company. This was not the idea, actually. But yeah, of course, on your iPhone, on your Android phone, people's like money, money, money. Give me the new blinking Android phone and iPhone. People ask very basic things with waiting and ask others time could find answers. Yeah, I mean, maybe not in seconds, probably. I mean, they would need to read some articles, so probably it would take them 5 minutes or 10, but at least they would actually learn something. This is also crazy stuff, right? Instead of researching that a little bit, I will make another video about the other sad state of human civilization and the lack of education and stuff another day. And when you answer search on Google, take you as the bad guy. Yeah. Like, yeah. Pedro says there are no free lunches. You could get catalog with proposed editions, project sometimes. Do it, would mind pay for some stuff that would improve a lot stuff. Others people asking kind of help me. Have you tried developer Linux? Have you tried? Actually, so Jim Bo says, have you tried developing Linux on the side of the street? Actually, yes. I wanted to actually make a live stream. I just didn't really had time and stuff. I actually wanted to take some portable camera. And I mean, I did coding on the sea in France last year, last winter or so. I have actually on my to-do, I wanted to exactly to do that, like put some camera I need to check. It's like, because everything's a little bit bulky. I mean, yeah, but I could do that with, actually, no, with a M1 MacBook, I could also just use, like in my home office, the M1. Yeah, anyway, I have this on my to-do, like sitting there, like asking for money and some statue. Actually, I wanted to do that on the Ukrainian tank to support the protest of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. But I didn't know that the destroyed Russian tank here in Berlin is only there for last weekend or so. Because I wanted to do that this week, and now they are already disassembled again. So, but yeah, I will do something like that. I will also do like coding in the car, camping somewhere stuff sometime soon, because why not? Yeah, one user says, one comment, I hope start streaming on Twitch too. It's like, yeah, I tried this sometimes, like once a month or once a quarter. The problem is like with the, in the meantime, 9 or so subscribers there, it's not really, it's like, yeah. But anyway, yeah, that's it for this video. Twitch, I'm not the most convinced, but maybe I sometimes do that just to have a second platform. Yeah, with the microkernel, so last but not least, with my Illusional Vaporware microkernel, I'm obviously also not the most impressed with the state of software, and hashtag peakbugs on macOS, certainly Windows ever was, but also Linux. Like each time you build something, it's like regression, thank you very much. The only constant is change and regressions. And I still brainstorm how we can make more useful products with it. So what I will probably do, as I said before, there will be some YouTube content this year with low-level kernel stuff on some architectures. Probably once a month, some major point of something. The problems, of course, as you know, you can really badly sell kernels, right? Even the Linux kernel is not sold, and only with donation, in the meantime, 180 or whatever million donations that the Linux Foundation keeps for themselves for stupid projects and not give back to the community. So yeah, selling a kernel really hard. So what probably makes more sense is some JIT engine also that I would want for my ideal microkernel. We use Lua, so what actually is more commercial usable in our products, we use Lua here in the portable Universal Exact Windows and Linux UI. That is neither Qt nor GTK. So for us, it would actually make sense to build on that, and instead of Lua. Yes, there is Lua JIT, but it is amazing performance, but it's not the most readable and not the most portable, and so on. So for an ideal things, like it would, for example, make more sense to first do some more JIT code for some architectures that we can reuse in our projects, for example, and so on. But we will see. We will also see how well our, I mean, maybe T2 becomes more successful as part of our previously shared small home office embedded or enterprise Linux editions here. And then, of course, it looks already much brighter anyway. But yeah, crazy times to be alive. I hope you enjoyed this and learned something. Also, probably one last thing, like if you want to do open source, probably you don't. Because as you see, even if you do a lot and are expert in lots of full stack things, you only get paid for your specific job projects and not for all the other open source projects you do, right? So I'm really sorry that I have to break it to you, but you don't want to do open source unless you have some basic income or some trust fund, or rich parents, or rich significant other, or stuff. And because with open source, you only work twice as much, right? You do the open source stuff for free, and on top you need to search for projects and do them on top of them, right? Very few people ever accept this amazing patrons. This amazing 36 patrons and some YouTube subscribers. Actually, yeah, you can go over there, support that. And yeah, even P3, right? I get so many emails to P3. Can you help me with this patch? Can you help me with that patch? No, I spent years keeping this stuff maintained and tested. I cannot, on this month of work, also answer emails and then like, can you help me? I want to use it with Gentoo. It's like you, it is all working in my Linux solution. No, I cannot help others getting this to work in Gentoo, getting this to work with Debian. No, I cannot explain you each of those patches that took years to maintain and rebase and stuff. It's like, the stuff is there for free. I mean, it would be cool if you donate something, but I cannot help you with like do your work to get it to work in Gentoo. It's like anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you learned something. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and Patreon. And probably I need to change our website also, 42. Yeah, I mean, the mailing list maybe can stay and other people can. I mean, I did not already answer the most on the mailing list for such reasons. And people can still help each other on the mailing list, but like, don't expect me to answer each user request on the mailing list. Have a good day or night. See you next time. And I hope you learned something. Just because I just see there as a last comment, have you tried courses or books? The problem is, I mean, theoretically, yes, once upon a time, 15 years ago, there was this on-demand printed T2 book, which ironically also need to update, right? People like, yeah, but your book is outdated. Yes, thank you very much. Theoretically, there was the book that you probably, there is maybe right now not a link, but the problem is, which obviously is also outdated and stuff. But the problem with courses and books, that is not the stuff I'm doing, right? It is additional work, just what I said. It is courses or books would be all the additional detailed enormous work on top of that. And that is a problem, right? You can't finance open source projects with selling some books or some courses. The Blender, even Blender, went bankrupt on that already 15 years ago, so ago. So the myth of, also people don't want to pay for documentation. So either the stuff works, also especially if the stuff is not good and doesn't work, they don't want to pay for documentation, and very few people pay. Like if you open source stuff with all the time you put in there, let's say you need to at least earn 50,000, which is already way too low for many states in the USA and Germany and stuff. But imagine how many books and documentation you would need to sell to make like just 50,000, for example, to ongoingly develop any major like image processing, audio processing, FFmpeg, MPlayer, KDE, GNOME, Linux distribution, right? The myth of funding open source project with other stuff like documentation or other merchandise stuff does not work. This is only drops in the tip jar, and like here, then you can also PayPal, donate, or Patreon already, right? So like, yeah, no, yes, been there, tried that, doesn't work. See you next time.